All right. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, let me first of all apologize. It's a little bit orange in here. This is a room in my house. Sometimes I have to do these live events, and no matter what I do, it's orange. It was orange at Halloween, and now it's orange at Christmas, and I'm sitting right here by my Christmas tree that you can't see. Hey guys, my name is Scott Brewster, and I am in Brandon, Mississippi, and I'm a father of 5, and I'm actually vice president of a company that processes insurance claims. But trust me, I'm not going to talk to you about insurance claims tonight, but I do want to talk to you about something that has dramatically changed mine and my wife's and my kids' lives just in 7 months. What I'm about to tell you about, initially I invested zero, and ended up very significant 6 figures in 7 months. It has been an unbelievable ride. And I want to share it with you because, here at the holiday season, a lot of us are stressed out about how are we going to pay for our Christmas presents, and what does next year look like, and what can I do next year that's going to make my family better than we had it this year. And so this is the time of year, we're at the holiday season, it's all about family and religious overtones, the different holidays, whether it be Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever else you choose to worship or follow at this time of year. For me, my family, obviously Christian Christmas trees, but it's usually about holiday season when you come together, and we all want to give our kids and our spouses the very best we can give them. So, with that being said, I'm going to do a live event like this every night. Today's December 1st. I'm going to do it the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th. The 1st through the 7th, I'm going to do it every night, sitting right here with a very similar overview of what has completely changed my life. So, without further ado, let me get started, guys. I'm talking tonight about BitQuick. B-I-T-Q-Y-C-K. All right? Now, before we get started, take a deep breath. Share this with your friends, because I promise you, it can change their life. And I'm not going to ask you to join anything. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. I'm not going to talk about monthly expenses of any sort. What I want to do, I consider myself a newscaster. I'm going to share this vision with you as best I can over the next few minutes. And before I get started, could I ask you a favor? Somebody watching this has my cell phone number. I'm sure that you do. If the video goes out, please text me. I've got my watch on. I'll get a notification. I'll glance down. But please text me during the video if the video goes out. Sometimes I lose video and I'll be 30 minutes in and realize that I don't know where to go back and start. So if my video goes out, please send me a text if you have my number. All right, so let's get started. And you can see that I've got a video screen back here, and I am going to go through a PowerPoint. But I want to share something with you before we get started. Guys, unless you have been living under a rock, you have heard about something called Bitcoin, B-I-T-C-O-I-N. Now, you're probably tired of your friends telling you about Bitcoin. I was tired of my friends telling me about Bitcoin last year. I'm really tired of it this year. But a friend of mine called me April 27th. I'll never forget, because it was a day that changed my life. She called me April 27th. Thank you, Susan. Susan called me and she said, Scott, have you been hearing about this Bitcoin stuff? Now guys, Bitcoin at that time was about, I want to say like $1,600, $1,800, something like that. Maybe less than that. And I'm thinking, $1,600, it's hit the top. I've missed Bitcoin, but I was still kind of curious to listen to her. Now, for those of you that know where I'm going with this, Bitcoin, when she was telling me about it in April, was about $1,400 or $1,500, $1,600. Now, it hovers around $10,000 for a single Bitcoin. So let me tell you something that's going to hurt your stomach a little bit. It did mine. If I had come to you 6 years ago, and I told you about Bitcoin and the blockchain and cryptocurrency, all the things I want you to Google tonight, had I come to you and told you about Bitcoin, you probably would have thought, I'm too busy, I got kids, I got soccer, I don't have time for this, Scott, don't bother me with it. But the truth is, had you put $200 into Bitcoin 6 years ago, $200, and bought Bitcoin, tonight, when I'm doing this video with you, tonight, your $200 would be worth more than $100 million. 200 to 100 million. Now, where's Bitcoin going? Who knows? I think, in fact, If you want a really, really good email that I read about 30 minutes ago from a friend of mine, Tom Wallace. Tom sent me an email. I want to share it with you. If you'll leave your email address here, I will send you a really well-written email about where Bitcoin's going and why. The big institutional money is getting behind Bitcoin. There's no telling where that's going to go. So, this video is not about Bitcoin, but I wanted to set the tone because when Bitcoin was taking off, or here in the last year or so, Sam Mendez and Bruce Spice out of Dallas, Texas, they were like a lot of other people. They looked at the explosion of Bitcoin and they thought, maybe we could do something like that. Let's throw a digital currency, a cryptocurrency into the realm, and let's maybe get it on the exchanges and see where it goes. And they started a company called BitQuick, BITQICK, out of Dallas, Texas. Now currently, they reside on the corner of Elm and Irvay. Whoops, I'll fix that in a second. Currently, they reside on the corner of Elm and Irvay, and you'll see. You can't see the office now, but and it's 10,000 square feet on the 16th floor and 10,000 square feet on the 17th floor. And they had a vision. They thought, what if we build a coin that's really unique, that can drive amazing amounts of currency up and up and up? What if we create something really different? So they came up with a company called BitQuick, and they started a currency called BitKey. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to go through just a few slides with you, and I want to tell you a story. But during my story, I want you to keep a few things in mind. I want to show you how to create immediate income, like next week, without spending anything. Immediate income. And then I want to show you how to create residual month after month after month into the foreseeable future. And then we're going to talk about what does BitKey look like 5 years from now? 5 years from now. If it has a sliver of the success that Bitcoin has enjoyed, a sliver. And I would suggest to you that BitKey has more going for it than Bitcoin does. But if we just have a sliver of Bitcoin success, let's talk about what our future looks like together. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about how do you make money right now, which I've enjoyed a tremendous success in the last 7 months. How do you create residual income, and that we're going to lasso Bitcoin success, and we're going to ride Bitcoin hard on the residual piece. And then we're going to talk about the long-term success, which is both what we're doing combined with where Bitcoin's heading. Does that make sense? Now, before I get started, I'm not going to delve into a lot of the things. You'll hear me talk about terms like blockchain and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and digital currency and things like that. So when you hear terms that you don't understand, make a note tonight. I'm not going to go into depth with a lot of things like mining and stuff. You just need to take some of the things that I'm going to say for a bit of granted. But then go out there and Google it yourself and learn more the next day or two, because guys, you can change your life. All right, let's get started. Hopefully my camera is readjusting itself. Sorry, let me coming right back to you. Now I apologize. I need to have one of those clickers, where you can click and change from screen to screen. But in lieu of that, I'm going to stand here. I hope you can see me. I hope you can see that. Once in a while, I will jump off and change down. But I want you guys to see Bruce Spice and Sam Mendez. They both become friends of mine in Dallas. And for a while there, I was going to Dallas every week. Because if I was going to share this with my friends and family, I needed to know more about what BitQuick was and who the founders were. And I got to know Bruce and Sam pretty well. And I'll tell you, when you sit down and have a glass of wine with somebody in their home, you can look them in the face, and not only can you see their earnesty and their honesty, you can see their heart and where they're going and why they're going there. These guys thought, what if we could develop a coin, a digital coin like Bitcoin? Because remember, what if we got Bitcoin 6 or 7 years ago at 2 cents? Well, these guys developed a coin that is hovering around 1 cent. But here's the thing, guys. These fellas had a brilliant vision. They wanted to do something different. They wanted you to own their company. They wanted you to have products that you could share with your friends and family. Not that they would have to buy every month, but that they could engage in when they want to in the ecosystem. And they could buy this and not buy this and buy this. And they could earn the currency through buying the verticals underneath the BitQuick umbrella. So what I want to show you is what BitQuick is, where it started, kind of what the vision is. And the vision was really simple. They wanted to reward the value creators both with incredible products and ownership of the company. So before I get into this, I want you to know that I currently, in addition to the 6 figures we've enjoyed in the last 7 months, significant 6 figures in the last 7 months, we also own 180,000 coins, and, we own 1.8 million coins, which gives us 180,000 shares of BitQuick Inc. Because what they've done is they've embedded 1 share of ownership in BitQuick in every single coin. So when you earn or buy or get rewarded a coin, you have a little piece of the company. And as I share what's going on with these guys in the next few minutes, you're going to want to own the company, and you're not alone. Everybody's going to want to own this company, which is going to drive the value of our currency. So here we go. Now, I talked about verticals. Guys, we have travel key, health key. In probably 6 months, I'm going to go click, click, click through several pages of things that we can offer. But what I want you to see when you see this, those are some of our ecosystem. I know this is some weird stuff going on, right? It's so much fun to be on the cutting edge, on the very ground floor of something like this. These are companies, verticals underneath BitQuick. So you've got BitQuick, and then they thought, different people like different things. People react differently to different products and services. What we envision here is a collection, travel programs, health programs, blockchain app development. Google the blockchain. You're going to be amazed at what's going on there. And we're going to be in the middle of app development that's going to tap into the power of the blockchain. Quick Deals, which is kind of like Groupon. It's growing all over the country, all over the world. Calorchi, it's like the Amazon of digital currency. You can go out there and buy shoes and couches and chairs and remote controls. I'm looking around my living room. You can buy all kinds of things, and you get rewarded currency. What's happening here is we're creating an ecosystem of things that people can buy and engage with and earn currency. Now you might say, well, what's the currency worth? That's the brilliant part. What was Bitcoin worth 7 years ago? Practically nothing. About what BitKey is worth now, but we have the verticals that are going to drain the supply, and then we're going to be into Bitcoin mining, which I'll talk about in a minute, which is going to move the demand. And what happens when the supply is dwindling because people are earning credits or earning coins through here and the demand goes up? Let's talk about that. Before we do, I want to share a little bit of something with you. And remember, if you're curious to get this email, I've had people text me that they want the email. Just respond in the chain of comments here with your email address, or send it to me inbox if you don't want to share your email address. And I will send you the email tonight because it's brilliant. It talks about Wall Street and what kind of institutional money is flowing into Bitcoin. I love it. But look at these 3 folks. This guy here on the left, a little computer nerd, started a little company. You might not have Microsoft. I don't know if you've heard of that. But his name's Bill Gates. Bill says in the future transactions will be digital, universal, and virtually free. He's talking about the blockchain. You see, Bill understands what's going on with blockchain technology. One of those things, I'm not going to get into the weeds, but I want you to learn about blockchain technology. It's the internet of how financial transactions and data transactions are going to transpire around the world as we grow older. Richard Branson, Virgin Airlines and such, he says the blockchain technology could bring an economic revolution to many countries. You see, we in the West, we take it for granted that we put dollars in the bank, or we put euros in the bank, and if we put dollars in there, the bank says, hey, I'm going to charge you this fee, and we say, okay, well, I'm going to make this interest, the interest kind of stinks. That's the deal, but our money's going to be there. Other parts of the world don't have that luxury. Their banks screw them when they try to get it out. They charge exorbitant interest rates. Other countries are moving currency all over the world, and it's not just until this past year where America's really caught up with some of these other countries, and that's why Bitcoin, among other reasons, is exploding. The company is craving a digital transaction community that's decentralized. You've got all these different, in the blockchain, you've got all these different computers, which we'll talk about in a second. They all have to agree when a transaction happens. It's decentralized. It's not a bank that's deciding what to do with your money. It's not a country that decides to print a $100 trillion note like they did in Zimbabwe. It's a decentralized bank that's untappable. No one can mess it up. No one single person makes a decision that destroys lives of millions like we saw in the market crash here recently. On the far right, a lady named Blythe Master, she's one of the most successful people in Wall Street. She says you should take the blockchain technology as seriously as you should have taken the internet in the 1990s. You think these three people, do you think they've made millions by seeing what everybody else sees and going 9 to 5 to job and maybe get $12 an